So you've built an absolute masterpiece of a website. Incredible design, high-value content, the whole shebang. But if search engine crawlers can't actually find the roads connecting your pages, well, your site is effectively a deserted island. Today, we're mapping out the vital digital bridges, those internal and social linkages that connect your isolated content to the rest of the web. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to play the role of digital urban planners for a bit, diving into internal and social linkage strategies from our core search engine optimization material. By framing site architecture through this whole city planning lens, it makes it so much easier to visualize complex linkage strategies and how authority is distributed.
Here is the blueprint for our build today. First up, link equity. Then, organizing with silos. Third is traditional and XML sitemaps. Fourth, we'll look at obtaining and vetting links, followed by blogs and networking sites, and finally, the impact of social signals. Let's get into it.
Starting off with Section 1, Link Equity, the power source. So what actually powers the algorithmic visibility of our digital city? Think of it like electricity. Without it, the lights are off, the streets are totally dark, and search engines simply bypass your buildings. We call this link equity, or, as you've probably heard it called in the SEO world, link juice. It's basically the value, authority, and trustworthiness passed from one web page to another through hyperlinks. Every single inbound link acts as a conduit, sending a surge of ranking power right to the receiving page.
Our source material hits the nail on the head here, stating, external links serve as votes of confidence from other web entities. Search engines view these inbound links as heavily weighted endorsements. When a highly authoritative site links to you, they're essentially lending you their credibility. But a quick warning, quality is absolutely critical here. Spammy or toxic links can actually trigger algorithmic penalties. That's essentially a grid-wide power outage for your search rankings, and nobody wants that.
Moving right along to Section 2, organizing with silos, or as I like to think of them, city neighborhoods.
As your site scales up, just throwing pages into a random, chaotic sprawl really dilutes that link equity we just talked about. We need structured neighborhoods. SEOs call this concept siloing. Picture it like this. At the very top of your architecture is the home page, right? That's your main hub. From there, you build out specific categories, which are your thematic silos, like vegetable gardening. Then, beneath that, you drill down into highly specific subcategories, say tomato care. This strict top-down structure does two massive things. It groups related content to establish huge topical authority for search engines, and it creates a super frictionless navigation path for your actual human users.
Section 3. Sitemaps, both traditional and XML.
Now that our silos are built, crawlers and users need a GPS to actually navigate them. And there is a crucial, strategic difference between the two primary types of maps we use. Traditional HTML sitemaps, those are purely front-end tools for humans. They're visual aids, usually tucked away in the footer, basically there to rescue a lost visitor. XML sitemaps, on the other hand, are back-end files built exclusively for search engines. They bypass the front end entirely to dictate indexation, modification dates, and crawl frequency straight to the bots.
And let's be real for a second. Search engine bots are notoriously stubborn. They literally refuse to stop and ask for directions. You absolutely must provide an XML sitemap. It allows you to specify crawl priority, which ensures your most lucrative, important pages are indexed immediately. If you want global search visibility, this is non-negotiable.
Which brings us to Section 4, obtaining and vetting links.
We know we need roads, but how do we strategically build and inspect them for maximum ranking benefit? Well, we're basically constructing two types of pathways here. Internal linking represents your on-site roads. These connect your own content silos and distribute that sweet link equity safely within your own ecosystem. Social linking, though, represents the off-site bridges. These are deliberate connections branching out to external platforms to capture fresh traffic and signal your brand's presence to search algorithms.
But you can't just link to any random page, right? You have to ruthlessly inspect these roads. Step 1. Evaluate relevance. Does the outbound link contextually make sense to the crawler? Step 2. Assess the equity. Are you accidentally leaking power to the wrong pages? Step 3. Optimize your anchor text. Make it descriptive and keyword-rich, but definitely not over-optimized or spamming. And finally, Step 4. Hunt down and fix those broken links. Dead-end 404s are the worst. They trap crawlers and completely destroy the user experience.
Next up, Section 5. Blogs and networking sites.
Think of these as your digital embassies, strategic outposts out there in the wild, designed to expand your domain's footprint. Blogs are incredibly potent engines for SEO. They constantly generate fresh internal linking opportunities, which effortlessly funnels page authority down into your strict silos. They naturally build out those topical clusters we discussed earlier, and they reduce bounce rates by giving users a reason to keep clicking around. Most importantly, though, high-value blog posts act as link bait. They become shareable assets that naturally accrue those super coveted external backlinks.
And finally, Section 6, the impact of social signals.
We've built the infrastructure, we've established our outposts, now we really need to monitor the word on the street because search algorithms are definitely paying attention to social buzz. First up, we have likes. Now, a like isn't a direct ranking factor that passes link juice, but it absolutely acts as a secondary social signal. It establishes baseline trust, proving to search engines that real human users find your content valuable.
Then we have shares. These are your massive off-site bridges. Every single share amplifies your reach exponentially, dropping your links right in front of completely untapped audiences. This drastically increases your mathematical probability of earning organic, high-authority backlinks.
And wrapping up the social side, comments. A high volume of comments proves active engagement. It tells search algorithms that your domain isn't just some static, abandoned billboard, but a highly dynamic hub where real conversations are actually happening.
So, that brings us to one final, absolutely critical question. We spend countless hours obsessing over XML sitemaps, hoarding link equity, and appeasing these search bots. But are we remembering to actually build for humans too? A technically flawless SEO architecture is entirely worthless if no one actually wants to live in the digital city you built. You've got to balance your bot strategies with a genuinely exceptional user experience. Thanks so much for joining me on today's Explainer. Keep building those bridges, and I'll catch you next time.